Hey guys, happy Monday. Time now for a quick look at what we call the weekend wrap-up. Tom Markowski, Lauren Plant here, state champs. I want to talk about a couple of the bigger games from week 3, and certainly we had some good matchups, and some good and some kind of unexpectedly bad. But King versus East English Village, we want to start off 2015. King wins that one.
Well, I was there. Defenses dominated. I really thought East English had a great chance to win that game. They were down 12 points at halftime, came back and got a touchdown in the second half, and they had, 2 or 3 chances in late third quarter and in the fourth quarter. But each time I was so impressed with King's defense. Each time there was a big play to be made, they made it, and especially up front, right on the front 4, they were really stopping East English. East English was, they had Nathaniel Bulwer, a little guy who runs outside and busted one for a touchdown late. He couldn't get loose that much, and that's what they tried to do. They tried to get the corner on King, but King is really good. They're as good as anybody I've seen defensively, and that includes De La Salle and St. Mary's. Yeah,
and you said you like Donnie Corley's defense.
He's a good cover guy, and he's unusual in the sense that he's a tall cover guy. And even Dale Harvell told me before the season, he said, Tom, I know he's tall, but they're going more to that now at the other levels, the pros and some of the college teams. They want a taller cornerback instead of that 5'9", 5'10" kid. Donnie's at least 6'2", and he has great athleticism to him. He's a great team player too, and they showed, we had some highlights over the weekend. You throw that little bubble screen to him, he can really bust it.
No doubt about it. King ranked 3rd in the state now. East English now out of the top 20.
Yeah, we'll see. They have a tough road. It's they got to play Cass Tech later, and who knows? I haven't seen Cass yet, so I'm looking forward to that in King in 2 weeks.
All right, well, another game that on paper should have been a lot closer, Saline at Ann Arbor Skyline. Saline decisively wins that one, 45-6.
I had a sneaky suspicion that Saline would have their way with Skyline. Skyline's an up-and-coming team. They still don't know who they are. They need an identity. I mean, talking to Chan Brock, their coach, and I was at their game that was postponed to the next day because of the weather, but I said, really, Chan, how many football players do you have? I see all these numbers out there, but how many really football players do you have? He's really being honest. Anywhere from 15 to 17. That's not a lot of depth there. I mean, his frontline players are good, but they're really not that used to winning. Saline, we know they're used to winning. Last year was a big statement for them getting to Ford Field, and I know that they didn't win there, but it takes a lot to get to Ford Field, and that's a program now, and Falca's done it in a short time.
Absolutely, and I guess one guy who has established his identity is Josh Jackson.
And he continues to have great games, and Josh Jackson and Tristan Jackson, we got the Jackson twins, the Jackson 5, where we had 3 more of them. They're both having great seasons, and this is kind of off the line here, but for Mr. Football Contest, I think both those kids are rising in their stock.
Saline ranked 4th in the state now. Skyline now out of the top 25.
Yeah, they're if they have to be concerned themselves with their own backyard. Skyline. Beat Pioneer, beat Huron, because that's where they're, for what it's worth, that's where their kids are coming from. And Pioneer back in the day was one of the best teams in the state. They've fallen off the track a little bit. So Skyline's got to beat those teams to have some bragging rights and get the kids from the Ann Arbor area coming to
That's the first step. Win the conference.
Yeah,
absolutely. The SEC.
Do well there.
Yes, for sure. Okay, Muskegon Mona Shores at Rockford. This was a game that we were looking forward to, but Mona Shores took it to them 31-10.
Yeah, I thought the defense is playing outstanding. In fact, we had Ryan Terpstra on the radio show talking about how well Mona Shores is playing defensively, which I didn't see coming this year. I thought offensively they were there. That they have 25 seniors, and Matt Koziak, the coach, is saying this group is 1-1-1. 7th graders, 8th graders, 9th graders, and they're continuing to do that. Offensively, 31. Yeah, kind of expected that maybe, but holding the Rockford 10 didn't see it. This is a really, you talk about anticipation for some games. How about later in the season when Muskegon plays Mona Shores? That's a good one.
Yeah, no doubt about it. The Battle of Muskegon. So Mona Shores ranked 12th in the state. You like
that? Yeah, they're moving up. I had them low. Because I had a chance to see them in the preseason in scrimmages, and I looked at them physically. I'm thinking, can they match up with all these, the Rockfords, the Muskegons? And they're doing it. I mean, on the field, they're doing it. I think a lot of credit's got to go to Koziak and his coaching staff there. They're doing a great job. They're not that impressive physically. I mean, sure, they have 6, 7 players that you look at and you say, those are college kids. but as a group, they're not that impressive physically. It's a scheme.
All right, well, our new top 25 state rankings are out, and one of the most notable is that Warren Mott, based on that win over Macomb, Dakota, jumped all the way to 13.
Yeah, the MAC Red is such a, holy smokes, that's a screwy division. You have Utica Eisenhower is really good. You have Chippewa Valley that lost to Dakota, came back. Now Chip's has a game against Warren Cousino this week in a crossover. I think everybody in that division is really good. And to see Mott beat Dakota, they're the only undefeated team in that division now. So you got to give them kudos. They have a lot of big games coming down the road, Mott. They're going to have to prove themselves in other times against Chip, against Ike. So we'll see. They deserve it if they can beat Dakota.
Absolutely, absolutely. Okay, watch State Champs to get an update on the Hungry Howie's Mr. Football race. We kind of alluded to it. Could be another shakeup this week. That show airs Sundays at 9 a.m. on Fox Sports Detroit and re-airs throughout the week. Listen to the State Champs High School Football Radio Show Friday night from 10 to 11 on Detroit Sports 105.1. And watch Extra Point Sunday mornings at 11:30 a.m. on WXYZ Channel 7, Southeast Michigan's only all-local high school football show. Of course, everything that we do, whether it's radio, whether it's TV, throughout the state or local, you can find it all at statechampsnetwork.com.